Hey guys, D-Cell back in the Nerd Cave, and happy 2023. It's been a while since I've done a video, and I wanted to kind of go back to doing my collection videos. I did a couple, I think last year, may have even been the year before, where I started kind of showing off my different collections. I think I did some DVD, I think I did Scream Factory, but of course since then I've gotten a lot more. So I just want to start off the year with a series of videos that just kind of showcases some of the different movies I have in my collection. I think I'm going to go by label. So I'm going to start off this one with my Arrow video collection. And from there, I'll do some other boutique labels. I feel like my Vinegar Syndrome really has blown up in the last year. Screen Factory. You may even get into some VHS, Laserdisc, some stuff that I didn't really get to do last time. So trying to knock those out, within the next couple of weeks or first few months of the year. So again, wanted to start off with Arrow, since that is literally what I have up here, at the top of my shelving. So I'll just start off with some of the box sets I have with Arrow, some of the chunky box sets that we like to call them. Then from there, I'll do some of the slip cases, some steel books, and then just my standard Amarays. So let's jump right to it. Let me just move some things around. Have them all here on the floor. Okay, so first up is An American Werewolf in London. Love this film. 1981 was a great year for werewolf movies, this being probably one of the best ones. I'm not going to go through and do unboxings of each of these. It'll take way too long. So, but here's the first one. And again, it comes in the chunky box set. I'll show off the first one, but not do them for the rest. They all come with the movie, a poster, and nice, comprehensive book. And then in here, usually there's some art cards. So that's all that they come with. So I'm not going to show that for every one of the releases. We'll be here all day. Of course, I'm already screwing this up. And a lot of these have been re-released. This one, for example, has been re-released in 4K. I don't have that. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I was tempted to do that with An American Werewolf in London because I do love that movie. And I got this set as opposed to the Steelbook, and the Steelbook is really nice. And I had said to myself, if they re-released this in the Steelbook on 4K, I'd pick it up. And I don't think that they did. And I know, was it Second Sight also came out with a 4K release of this? Maybe Second Sight, I can't remember, on 4K. But I didn't really see the need for an upgrade. I upgrade some of them. We'll talk about that more when we get to Scream Factory. But yeah, so American Werewolf in London is the first one. Next one up is Beyond the Door. And I believe I pre-ordered this one. It's surprising how quickly some of these go out of print. They sell pretty quickly. So I think this had gone out of print pretty quickly. I don't know if it's back in stock or they did more. Usually when they go out of print, they'll just eventually come out with the Amaray editions. A little bit about the film. A ton of special features. I think I did that with American Werewolf, but just in case, you can pause that if you like. Next one is something I picked up at the archive. And it's The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Dario Argento. Have not watched that yet. It's still in the casing. I didn't have the Blu-ray version of this, the Amaray version, so when this came out in 4K, I picked that up. Next one, The Cat O' Nine Tails, same thing, Dario Argento, 4K. Didn't have the Blu-ray of this, so I picked up the 4K. This is kind of cool. I switched the artwork around on that. Now this one is one that I really like. I haven't opened it. I'm probably not going to open it. I picked it up directly from Arrow. I think the Arrow UK store. And it's Creepshow 2. It's the I think the Arrow store exclusive. Really like this one. This came out in a couple different colors. I forget. I think there's like a purple one as well. Another 4K release, Donnie Darko. And I did get the updated 4K. I know they had issues with the 4K disc when it came out. This comes with a huge booklet. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to go through all these, but this is just like a hardback book. So real nice. Another one that I haven't opened yet is the 1980... What year is this? 1980 something. The original Dune, David Lynch film. Haven't even watched the new one yet. Have that on 4K. I should really watch that. I know the sequel's coming out. I was super excited when this one came out. Is this 4K? It is 4K. I initially picked this up. I pre-ordered this, I think in Target. And I thought I was getting the special edition, and I didn't. I got the slipcase. What am I talking about? Slipcover edition. But I ended up returning it because I definitely wanted this one. Flash Gordon. Definitely wanted the hard case on this one. Sometimes I mostly keep these on, so I'm not going to go through taking those off. Next one up is a Ridley Scott film, Legend. Now, I originally got the, this I picked up, where did I get this one? I got this online. I think I got this from Zavvi. I think this may have been a Zavvi exclusive because it came with the poster artwork on the cover, which I really love. I initially got it where it came with, I think it's, I don't think the artwork's even on here. Here's the Amaray. That's great artwork too. No, it doesn't have it. Okay, well, there is other artwork. It's on the disc. It is not on the disc. Okay. You can see it online. There was other artwork that came with this. But I prefer the original, so I had returned that and got the Zavvi exclusive. Next one, this may have been the first 4K Arrow movie that I picked up. Love this film, Tremors. Looks really nice on 4K. Watched this several times. Another one, this is just a fun movie, 80s slasher. Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. Just a real fun movie. Next up, another 4K. Wild Things. This is one where I got this just because there was a good sale on this one. There was like, I want to say like low 30s on Amazon for 4K special edition, so I picked it up. But I think I liked the Steelbook better for this one, but I didn't get that. And last up, this is an example of one where I liked the collector's edition, but I also liked the Steelbook. And then this is one where they came out with kind of best of both worlds. So here's like the boxed edition with the actual Steelbook. That was really awesome. Let me look at that artwork. Really cool. So I know they have that sometimes. I think they sometimes release it with the Steelbook in that set. So I really like that. So here are my chunky box sets for Arrow. Okay, so next we'll do the Steelbooks. Now, I don't have that many Steelbooks. In fact, my Arrow collection isn't that big. If you can see, it only takes up like a shelf and a quarter, if that. So it's not really that big of a collection compared to my Scream Factory and Vinegar Syndrome. So those videos will take a lot longer. I'll probably blow through those quicker. If I can, just showing them off. I won't go into detail on those either. But I do have a few Steelbooks. First one up is 12 Monkeys. I'm not crazy about this movie, and I know this also just came out on 4K, so I'm not going to do an upgrade. But the Steelbook was real nice, and it was Barnes & Noble sale, like 50% off. So I picked it up. Next one, I love this movie, and Steelbook is really cool. It's Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. It was actually a double dip because I had an Amaray. Well, I had a DVD of this, which I upgraded to the Amaray version, just standard version, Arrow Blu-ray. I think it was a Region B, actually. Sometimes those sales are way cheaper, and I have a region-free player, so it makes sense. But then the Steelbook came out, and the artwork is awesome on it, so I had to pick it up. I actually sold the other version, I think, on eBay, so win-win. Next one, I really proud of this one. Just love this. Picked this up at a Monster Mania convention where Doug Bradley and Clive Barker were, which was actually perfect because I wanted them to sign something, so I had them sign it. So I picked up the Hellraiser Steelbook and had Doug Bradley and Clive Barker sign that. So super excited to have this. Next one up, the Hills Have Eyes, Wes Craven. I think this came out in like a chunky box edition too, but I ended up getting this. I want to say I got this at FYE. Got this one at FYE as well. Last House on the Left. I haven't watched it yet. I've seen the remake a couple of times. I just heard this is a hard watch. But I know I have to watch it. I feel like it's a must. Next one up, RoboCop. Again, did not upgrade this. This was re-released on 4K. I wanted to get the box edition of this, but it was hard to get. It was sold out, I feel like, pretty quickly. I was on some sort of waiting list, but I was able to get the Steelbook right away, and I like the Steelbook too, so I just picked that one up. And last of the Steelbooks is Weird Science. This was actually signed by Anthony Michael Hall and Elon, what's his name? Mitchell Smith, I think. Yep, Elon Mitchell Smith. They were at a Monster Mania convention a couple years ago, so I had them sign this. So yeah, not that many, but here are my Arrow Steelbook. All right, now getting into the slipcover editions. I don't mind if I don't get a slipcover edition. Or a steelbook. I'll get the steelbook if I really like the artwork or if it's pretty cheap. I like collecting these, just the Amaray. Just for silly reasons I'll get to when we talk about the Amarays. But sometimes the artwork is real nice on the slipcover, or it comes with it. So I'm not going to turn it down. Clearly, and their slips are nice. You have your Scream Factories that are kind of flimsy. You have your Vinegar Syndromes, which are super sturdy, really thick. And then you kind of have your Arrows, which are somewhere in the middle. Some of them are pretty flimsy, and others really have like a nice feel to them. Well, I'll show that off when I get to it. But first one up is A Fish Called Wanda, a great comedy. Another one, really great artwork. Alice, Sweet Alice. Brooke Shields, I think, is in that, right? Next one up, and I think I ordered this. I forget what it's. I haven't opened it yet, so I forget what it's called. It's Beyond the Door 2. And I have the Beyond the Door 1 in the chunky box set, and I have Beyond the Door 3 for Vinegar Syndrome. So this is Beyond the Door 2. I know it's called something else. I just don't want to open it. But I think I bought this direct from, what region does this even say? I think I got it directly from Arrow's website, because I wanted the Beyond the Door 2 slipcover. But it came out as a different name in the U.S., and it's just escaping me. So if you can leave a comment below, if you remember. I just can't remember off the top of my head what it is. I know these. I think they're all sequels in name only too. Like is what I've been told. That's why it has like different names. Next one, I want to say this was out of print, but then I saw it back in stock, so maybe they made more of it. Got on a sale on Amazon before I even knew like they were out of print. And again, it may be back on because I've seen it since. It's Brain Damage. And here's an example. It's like it's kind of hard to explain. Like here's one. It's just it's nice artwork, just typical slip cover kind of cardboard material. Where this is has like a softer. You can kind of feel the difference, kind of like a matte finish. And it has the Brain Damages. I think my brain is damaged. I can't think of words. Glossy. Next one up, and I think this was this may have been an Arrow. I may have gotten this from Diabolic DVD. I don't remember, but this is Deadly Games, and this was. I think I picked this up from Diabolic DVD, and this is like an alternate slip, I believe. Another one I picked up from the archive. I picked up because I just love the slip on this. I haven't opened it yet. Death Screams. Really know nothing about it. I know there's a couple versions that may have came out, or different slips that came out for this. But again, like I love the way that this slip is. So I had to get it. And yeah, it's all about the slip sometimes. It depends. Like I don't care too much about it with Arrow, unless they look nice. Vinegar Syndrome, it's like all about the slip covers. I wish I could say, I wish I could say most of my collection's about the movies and that I love, but I can't say that about some of these, unfortunately. You know how it is. I won't go crazy and like buy slips online or anything like that for crazy amounts. If I don't get it, I don't get it. But here's another example. There's Flatliners, really nice slip, and it's got like that kind of soft feel to it. Another one I haven't watched yet, but it just seems pretty funny. Slipcover's cool on it as well. Girls' Night Out. You see the knives are gloss, which is pretty cool. Here's another one with that soft slipcover to it. I almost got this signed by the actor Lance Guest when I saw him at a convention, but I had him sign a Halloween 2 poster instead. It's The Last Starfighter. I really should, because Nick Castle shows up at these things too, and he directed this, so this may be the next thing that I get signed, if they're both at a convention. Next one up, I got this at a really good price, I think on Amazon. Love this movie. It's one of my favorite Kevin Smith films. Mallrats. Again with the gloss. Really nice. Great artwork. Used to watch the shit out of that movie in college. Watched it all the time. And then I remember that being the first one where it was like a big deal to see the director's cut and how different it was. So just, glad to have that in the collection. Another movie that I loved is a terrible movie. It has not aged well. It is really. I'm embarrassed to watch it sometimes. You get that, what's the term? Douche chills, right? I don't know if you're familiar with that term, but it's when you get like the goosebumps when you watch something that's like embarrassing. And that's a lot of this movie, but there's also a lot of this movie that I love. I think it's just because I watched it a lot as a kid. I taped it off of HBO, or I think I had the VHS of it that I bought somewhere just because Alien was in the title, and it's My Stepmother as an Alien. Yeah, I definitely had the VHS. Watched the hell out of it in the 90s. Certain scenes in it as a kid were pretty interesting, um, of course, but cool slip. Didn't age well, but for nostalgia reasons, I love it. I remember it being kind of pricey when I picked it up. This next one I picked up, I think Hamilton Book had it for like less than $10. I still haven't watched it yet. Heard decent things. Robert De Niro, Ronan, and it came with the slip. It's like super cheap. I think it was Hamilton Book, or maybe it was Amazon. I know Amazon sometimes has some Arrow sales. Next one up is Southland Tales. Really nothing to say about that one. And finally, one I got at a recent, well, I guess the last Barnes and Noble sale, 50% off sale. Haven't opened it up yet. Kevin Costner, Waterworld. This is the first time that I became aware of their box, like chunky box editions, because I know Waterworld came out in an edition like that, and I was like, what is that? Just when I started kind of getting into collecting movies or these boutique labels. I've always collected movies, but when I started getting into boutique labels, understanding what they were and these different editions, never got a chance to pick that up. But pick this up, 50% off, not a bad deal. So here are my slips. Okay, and finally, I'm just going to show my standard edition Amaray Arrow Blu-rays. I'll go through these as quickly as possible, just because I feel like I've been talking a lot, and we're already like 20, almost 23 minutes in. So I'll just quickly go through these. First up, Thanksgiving Classic, Blood Rage. Love this movie. I might have to get another edition of this. This is a Region B copy of The Burbs. I believe there is a Scream Factory or Shout Factory version that I just might have to pick up. This is well, it is an all-region Caligula. Very interesting. And this is why I didn't have to open up my Creepshow 2 Arrow Store edition, because I already have the Amaray. Deadly Manor. Dario Argento's Deep Red. I believe this is on 4K, but like I said, I pick and choose when I want to upgrade. Doom Asylum. You'll see a bunch of like the Region Bs on here, or all regions. You'll see like the 18 or whatever on there. I'll pick up sales. Usually, like the UK store will have better sales than the US version, and so if it's a all right, sorry I had to pause you guys. My wife just called, so I'm not sure where I was or if I was in the middle of a rant. She kept me on the phone for like 15 minutes, so I'm totally lost my train of thought. I think I was talking about the Arrow sales. I may have gone over that already, but I do try to pick them up when the UK sales go on, because they're pretty much cheaper than the US version. I think I've already said that. I apologize, but if not, that is why you may see a lot with the 18 sign on them. And a lot of them do come region free, so it's cool. Some are region free. I think I said that. Some are only region B locked, which is annoying. I do have a region free player, but I try to get the region free ones. Anyway, let's get back to it. Next one up, Eaten Alive. Robert Englund, I believe, is in this one. Edge of the Axe. Really bummed that I didn't get the slip version of that one. I think he had to maybe pre-order or something. I just know it was kind of out of stock pretty quickly. Next one up is Edge of Sanity, Anthony Perkins. Really love that cover. I remember this. I just remember this from the video store when I was a kid. Just that that image. Next up, Flowers in the Attic. Something I remember watching a lot, at least a couple of times as a kid. Really fucked up movie. FM. Know nothing about it, but I think it's kind of like 70s, which look kind of cool. 4K of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I do find it annoying when they don't have slips for the 4K. I feel like 4K is more of a premium product. Maybe just in my mind I think that, but it's more of a premium product because it's usually more expensive. They should have a slip. I don't know why Arrow does that. They did the same thing with Pitch Black. And I had the the Steelbook for that, so I didn't bother upgrading. But I do find that annoying. But like I said before, I don't mind the Amarays. I feel like Arrow was the first, one of the first boutique labels that I started collecting, that I kind of became aware of. And my OCD loves to see this. The 4K one fucks it up. You know, you do the same thing with the slips, I guess, but sometimes the slips are different sizes or thicker, or I don't know, I feel like it's just very uniform when you line up the A's, and then you throw this thing on here. It's black instead of clear. I know, it's the stupid things, right? Doesn't look good on the shelf. Why bother? Next one up. What is this actress's name? I met her at the Chiller convention. Who plays Frankenhooker? Got her to sign this. Want a date? It's kind of cool. I think she signed both sides actually, because yeah, she did. I like this artwork better. And she wrote Want a Date on it, where she just wrote her name on the other side. That's kind of my go-to when there's like two different versions, you know, artwork. Because I always say to them, "Oh, I don't know which side for you to sign." And most of the time they're pretty cool, and they'll just sign both sides. Sometimes not, but she was really cool about it. Talked to me for a while about stuff that I don't remember. Next one up is Hellbound: Hellraiser 2. Love this movie as well. I annoyed that I don't have this Scarlet. Is it called the Scarlet box set? I think that's what it's called. The 3-film collection. I think it's the first 3. I don't know if it's 4, but I think it's the first 3. I don't have that. I know they have kind of a like a UK version of that that's not, you know, out of print, but they're all region B, and I already have the first one, so it's kind of annoying to buy a 3-part set just for the 3rd movie. It's just annoying that I don't think they have part 3, which I actually like Hell on Earth a lot. Just that's when I was a teenager, like that, it came out around that time, and I remember watching it with a bunch of friends. And I remember seeing part 4, Bloodline. I think that's a great one too. I think that fits squarely within the first 3 movies. You know, it's just continuation. After 4 is when it gets messy, but where am I going with that? Anyway, I really wish they had part 3. And I don't think they do. It's kind of annoying. Next one up is House. I have a bunch of House movies coming up. I got them individually just because, again, is one of these like UK sales, so I picked them up there. I only think the first one is region free, the rest are region B locked. Again, I didn't know I think they only had the House collection. I think it was like a 2-movie collection, the 2 stories collection. And then they came out with like the full story collection, all 4 movies. So I just got them individually. And I actually have this one signed from a Monster Mania convention. Have it signed by Steve Miner, the director. He also directed Friday the 13th Part 2. Yes. William Catt, which I had a very nice long conversation with about insurance. Yes. um, and then also George Wendt was there as well. So had them sign this. So pretty cool. A nice long talk with Mr. Cat. Upset that I didn't bring my Greatest American Hero Season 1 with me to sign, but until next time, right? And here are just the rest of the House movies. House 2, the second story, which I really enjoy for nostalgic reasons. House 3, also known as the Horror Show in the US. And House 4, the Repossession, which they say is the weakest one, but I enjoy them all. All right, that's the first stack. Next one up, The Howling 2. Howling 2 went out of print for Scream Factory, so I snagged it for Arrow. It's a Region B lock. Love this artwork. The Howling is a crazy series. I really want some studio to just come out with a full Howling collection. I will buy that in a second. Most of the movies suck, but it doesn't matter. The Initiation. Huh. Nip slip. Never noticed that. Interesting. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Another one went out of print. Scream Factory. Picked it up. Arrow. Madhouse. I just did not get this movie. I maybe should watch it again. I feel like maybe I was half asleep when I watched it. I just did not. Like, I got it, but I didn't get it. I don't know. Wasn't crazy about it. Maniac Cop. I like this film series. I have Maniac Cop 2 and 3 for Blue Underground. Here you go again. Look at that. This is a family show, and no, it's not. Anyway, Maniac Cop 2. Really enjoy that. Microwave Massacre. This was on my list for a long time to pick up from Arrow. I watched this. I think it was Shudder, maybe? Or maybe it was just like Amazon Prime? Like Prime Video? I don't know what it was, but I watched Microwave Massacre, and that beginning scene, the intro was just fantastic, obviously, if you know what I'm talking about. And the guy in this, and I've talked about this in other videos, the lead actor in this, if I can find his name, which I might not be able to. So much information in the back of an Arrow video, but nothing you need. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But it's the dude who voiced Frosty the Snowman. I was like, what is this guy's voice? I closed my eyes. I'm like, holy shit, that's Frosty the Snowman. So it makes the movie that much better. Psycho 2. I picked this one up. I know Psycho... I think... Do I have 2 Psycho 2s? I think I have 2 Psycho 2s. I don't. I only have 1 Psycho 2. Arrow has a Psycho 2 as well. Hold on. Sorry, this is why this video is going really long. LMNOP. No, it's Psycho 4. No, it's the only... All the other Psychos, I have Psychos 3 and 4 on Scream Factory. Psycho 2, Arrow. Psycho 1 with the 4K Alfred Hitchcock collection. Okay, sorry, sidetracked. Next one up. Raising Cain. A Brian De Palma film, John Lithgow. Reanimator. Great movie. I have met the cast a couple of times, had them sign some stuff. Just great movie. Reanimator. I'm sorry, Bride of Reanimator. I almost said Reanimator too. Bride of Reanimator, which I think is equally as good as the first one. The third, not so much, but love Bride of Reanimator. The Return of the Killer Tomatoes. Again, nostalgia. George Clooney is in this film. The cartoon is based on the sequel, the short-lived cartoon from like the late 80s, early 90s, which I liked back as a kid. I watched this a lot. I don't know what channel it was on all the time. I feel like this was always on somewhere. Just really enjoyed it, and it's still kind of funny. Can't make pizza. They own a pizza place, but you can't put tomatoes on pizza because of what happened in the first movie. It's just funny. Scared Stiff. I haven't watched most of these, to be honest. Again, they're a couple bucks on these UK sales, so I just picked them up. Slugs. I did watch this when I got it, and I loved it. I think it's really good. Society. I wish I had the collector's edition of this one. There's also a Steelbook edition, but I already had picked this up, and I just didn't want to double dip. Interesting movie. Great if you like that body horror stuff. It's more of like a, I don't want to say political statement, but maybe it is. I don't know. It's socio-economic statement. I don't know, but it's cool. It's gross. I enjoyed it. The Wind. I've not seen it yet. One of my favorite top 3 vampire films. Number 1, Lost Boys. Very, very, extremely close second, Fright Night. Fright Night 2. So this is top 4. And Vamp. Grace Jones. This is amazing. I love this film. It's goofier than the other ones, I guess, in a way. It's still it's funny, yet there's a horror element to it. It's From Dusk Till Dawn before there was From Dusk Till Dawn. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Trapped Alive. Not seen that. 2 more. Almost done. The Thing. Region B. I have a couple copies of The Thing. That may have been the first one. And The Stuff. Love The Stuff. And there are my standard edition Amaray Arrow collection. Alright guys, so here is my Arrow collection. Try to get it all in one frame. Not looking terrible. Here we go. So here's my Arrow collection. Let me know in the comments below how big of an Arrow collection do you have. Like I said, I'm going to try to do a couple of these. Try to do it through all, break it up between my different boutique labels, VHS, Laserdisc, all that stuff. Steel books. Might just do my entire Blu-ray collection. I don't know. This is a 38-minute video. Did not expect it to be that long. So if you're still here, thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, see you guys in the Nerd Cave.